You know, the Vikings t-shirt actually seems very appropriate for the word change that I'm going to be doing today. However, the word change is going to be all about TV shows, actually. It will be another pure creation episode. I wanted to make a term for when a show is phenomenal, but it has a terrible ending. And this is such a sad, crushing phenomena, and one that's just so disappointing. And you know, there's times where, like, sure, shows decay. It happens, and you can have something really special that kind of gets worse as it goes, but as long as the end redeems some of the mediocre bits towards the end, all can be forgiven. And it's really crucial, even if the falling action isn't great, if the second half isn't great, as long as the conclusion and the end is killer and makes up for it, it can be okay. The absolute worst is when you see the decline and you don't get the closure and the payoff is bad. And the ending that you get can even devalue the earlier parts of the show. That's when it really hurts. And the prime example that comes to my mind and that I've had the most experience with is easily Game of Thrones. And I know a lot of people agree. Game of Thrones, absolutely loved that show. Last 2 seasons, not great. Last season especially, really poorly executed in my opinion. And then the finale was just unbelievably disappointing. The directions that they went in with the final season really tore down a lot of the things that you were looking forward to and believing in. And it really devalued a lot of things that happened in the show, so it was sad. So to reflect this in the name of a show that was great and had a terrible ending, we are going to be immortalizing Game of Thrones Season 8 with this word. So, the word is GotSer8. This is probably the first Wiplish word that technically has a number in it. There's not a lot of words that really do that, maybe none. However, I thought it was really appropriate. Like, I could have still used letters to form the 8, but I feel like I want the S and the 8 in there, which we got. It starts with G-O-T, the acronym that stands for Game of Thrones. Then there's an S, which I've capitalized. In all versions of GotSer8, I want that S capitalized and an 8 in there. So we got G-O-T, capital S, E-R, and the number 8. So it's kind of like the Game of Thrones version of deteriorate, GotSer8. And I think that this should mostly be reserved for TV shows or movies or media, because I kind of like to have that specificity of the term. However, I mean, you can kind of loosely use it to apply to other things. I'd say it's going to be more of like a metaphorical sense at that point, because the core definition of the word should be show related. But let's just say you're like making a rap song to categorize an entire month's worth of changes of words in creating your own language. I would say you can have some flexibility in how you use GotSer8 so that it doesn't only pertain to TV shows. And let's just say that might just happen tomorrow on March 1st. I'm really hoping that Heartist did not GotSer8 here. I feel like I ended the month pretty freaking strong. And I thought that we kind of killed it all the way through. Not on views at all, but on content we did pretty good. Here's to making both of those succeed in March. Now let's move on to the comment of the day. Gavloff got comment of the day. He says, Mountain Dew, shout out Culver's. What if they didn't have Mountain Dew? Could they still be, a dead word, fast food restaurant? I don't mind Culver's potatoes, but a lot of people I know say they taste bad and like hand sanitizer? So, I don't know. Favorite word change so far. As much as I love Culver's, if they did not have Mountain Dew, and more importantly, Diet Mountain Dew from my perspective, they would definitely take a huge hit in their quality. However, they would still be up there with the best. Kind of an unknown, pretty tasty solution, if you have to go with the Coke products, is Diet Coke, about 70%, and then like 10% Mellow Yellow, 20% lemonade. Really tasty combination. I don't even really like Diet Coke very much anymore. However, using that combo, pretty tasty sub. The other thing about Culver's potatoes tasting like hand sanitizer, completely disagree with that. and have never heard that before. I think that their takes are phenomenal. Really like them. But this comment was kind of all over the place. We have some missed Wiplish opportunities. We've got some compliments. We've got some odd statements that I haven't heard before. Overall, I think it was pretty good. We shall give you a 149 out of 228. Then for the song of the day, the song of the day is Goodbye by Bo Burnham. This is a pretty dynamic song with a bunch of different sounds and changes throughout, and it flows very nicely. And it's an interesting pick for today since it's kind of about like wrapping up his special. It also kind of covers some of like creative processes and trying to be funny and stuff like that.
Am I going crazy? Would I even know? Am I right back where I started 14 years ago?
Then for the video of the day, to talk a little bit about some of what was happening with GotSer8. This is like a memed reaction to Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3, which is The Long Night. And it could have been like the greatest Game of Thrones episode ever, but was kind of a flop and just not executed very well and just went just a bad direction. And this meme of this Latino dude with him laughing is just so great. I absolutely love it. And whoever paired these two up did just an amazing job. Make sure to tune in to the Hardest Song Rap Recap tomorrow.